Hey everybody, Mr. Mack here, and in this video we are going to do the second part here of 1.5 factoring polynomials. We're going to take a look at the factor of difference of squares, we're going to factor the sum and difference of cubes, and we're going to factor expressions using fractional or negative exponents. Okay, so we are now continuing with example 5. Difference of squares. Okay, so a difference of squares can be written as two factors containing the same terms but opposite sides. So what is the difference of squares? So if I have two numbers, say I have x and I square it, it gives me x squared. And let's say I have 3 and I square it, and that gives me 9. And if I take the difference of it, it means I'm subtracting them. So I have a polynomial here, and I want to see if I can factor this. Well, as we know in this equation right here, that a is going to be whatever the square root of this first term, and that's going to be x, and b is the square root of the second term, which is 3, and then my equation for factoring is just going to be x plus 3 times x minus 3. Now, if we were to take this binomial, which we call this right here a conjugate pair, and we've seen this before. I'm just going to write it right there. And we were to FOIL this, okay, what would happen to the middle term? We get first is x squared. Our outer would be minus 3, negative 3x. Inner would be plus 3x. And our last would be minus 9. Look what happens to our middle terms. They cancel and give us x squared minus 9. So the conjugate pair for our binomial, whenever we multiply that, which means we have an x plus a number and x minus a number, that same number, middle terms cancel, and they give us the difference of two perfect squares. So let's take a look at example 5. We have 9x squared minus 25. These are both perfect squares. So what is the square root of 9x squared? Well, that would be 3x, and that would be our a term. And what is the square root of 25? That would be 5, and that is our b term. Now we're going to use the perfect square factoring formula. All we do is we write a plus b times a minus b. And that's it. And if we were to FOIL that, we would see, just like I did in this little example, the middle terms would cancel and it would just leave us with 9x squared minus 25. Okay. Now this might be new to most of you, because I know you've seen the other types of factoring in your previous math classes. Now we're going to find the sum and difference of cubes. Okay, so cubes means we're raising something to the third power. So we have two different ones here. We have the sum of two cubes, a cubed plus b cubed, and we have the difference of two cubes, a cubed minus b cubed. And it's going to break down here into a binomial times a trinomial for both of these. And this is just the pattern, this is the formula, the equation that we get, and we're going to use. Notice they look very similar in form, okay, the two different factored forms of these sum and difference of cubes. The a cubed plus b cubed, if we look at the signs right here, this one's plus, minus, plus. So this is a plus, minus, plus. And then the difference of two cubes right here, we end up getting a minus, plus, plus. But the forms are all the same of the equation right here. So this is a good way to try to remember it. The sum is going to be plus, minus, plus, and then the difference is minus, plus, plus. So let's look at this first one right here, x cubed plus 512. So we're dealing with this first equation here, this first formula, and it's going to be a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So what we can essentially do here is just grab our calculator and see if we could take the cube root of these things. Well, we know x cubed is a perfect cube. It's just x. So I know that my a value here for my formula is going to be x. Now if we take the cube root of 512, and we can just do this on our calculator. Okay, so if I take 512 and I take the cube root of it right here, I get 8. Another way to do cube root is we could say 512, and we could raise it using the caret if you want. How do I do that here? Raise it to the 1 divided by 3. We want to write it as an exponent. And we also get 7.9 repeating. Oh, that's 8. Interesting how it does that. Okay, so try that on a calculator. Take the cube root of 512, and you should get 8. So our b value here is 8. All right, so now I'm just going to plug it in. So I got, replace all my, I'm just substituting here, right? So this is x cubed plus 8 cubed. And then here's the solution. X plus 8, that's an 8. X minus AB, so multiply them together, that's 8x, plus 8 squared. So what is 8 squared? 64. Okay, now we could look at this next, squared right here, gotta put a squared. We could look at this next trinomial and think, okay, is this possible to factor further? And so we would be looking, what are the factors of 64 that add to negative 8? And 8 times 8 is 64. And then we could do some other, so 4 and 16, and we are not going to be able to do any more than that. So this is not, we could use a quadratic formula and we would get, an irrational number. So this is not factorable any further. So in other words, we're done with this part right there, and that is our solution. Finished. Let's have a look at the difference of cubes. All right, so the difference of cubes, we've got a cubed minus b cubed, and our formula, now remember before what I said, it's minus a plus plus. So it's going to be a minus b times a squared plus a b plus b squared. Let's see if we got that right up here. A minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. Yep. All right, so now 8x cubed. So if we take the cube root of 8, that would be 2. So my a value is 2, and then the x cubed, that would be 2x. And then my b value, so we go and we take, so on a calculator, if we go 125, and we raise it to the 1/3 power, it would be 5. because 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. I encourage you to check that out. So 5 is my b value. So now this would be, I could write this as 2x squared, cubed, minus 5 cubed. And I'm just going to substitute it in. 2x minus 5 times 2x squared plus a 2x times 5 plus 5 squared. All right, so that is 2x minus 5. That's my binomial. And I'm just going to expand this a little bit. 2x squared is 4x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. 5 squared is 25. Okay. And if we look at this trinomial here again, it is not, we cannot factor this any further. Not factorable. Oh, bull. Ran out of room. And so this is our final answer right here. 2x minus 5 times 4x squared plus 10x plus 25. Minus plus plus. Okay, last one here. And I don't think we're going to do this one here. We're just going to do, just let me delete that. Factor expression with a fraction or negative exponent. Okay, it's 3x times the quantity x plus 2 to the negative 1/3 times 4 times quantity x plus 2 to the 2/3. All right, so notice we have a base here. These two bases are the same. They're x plus 2. They have different exponents, but that's okay. We want to factor out the smallest exponent. We're going to factor out the smallest exponent and then simplify. So right here, our smallest exponent is negative 1/3. Negative 1/3 is smaller than 2/3. So what we're going to do here is we're going to factor that out. So I'm going to write x plus 2 to the negative 1/3. Now if I factor that out of this first term, I will be left with 3x. Now I'm going to factor that out of this term, the second term. So that would leave me with plus 4. 4 still stays. Okay. Now, when I factor out let's just say I had this. I have 5x minus 3x squared. Okay, let's just a little side note or example here. When I factor x out of this, okay, common factor here, and by the way, this is x to the first, so this is the smallest one still, right? 1 is smaller than 2. So I'm left with 5 minus 3x. Now, when I factor out this x, what am I doing here? I am subtracting 1. So this is 1, right? I'm subtracting 1 from 2 to give me 1 here, right? I'm subtracting the exponent when I factor. When we multiply exponents together, like x squared times x to the third, that equals x to the fifth. Because remember what we do there is we add the exponents. 2 plus 3 is 5. When we factor, we're subtracting. Okay, so over here, I've got x plus 2. I am subtracting when I factor. So I'm taking, let's write this right here. I'm going 2/3. This is raised to the 2/3. Now I'm taking this out, so I'm subtracting negative 1/3. So this is where we got to be super careful here. We have a double negative. So that means we add. So I got x plus 2 raised to negative 1/3. This is what we factored out. So I got this 3x plus 4 times, here's my base of x plus 2. Now look at this, 2/3 minus a negative 1/3. This becomes plus right here. This becomes I'll just write it out, 2/3 plus 1/3. Well, what is 2/3 plus 1/3? Isn't it 1? Right? Common denominator, 2 plus 1 is 3, and we get 3 over 3. So that gives us 1. So in other words, x plus 2 raised to the 1. I don't need to write the 1 there. Now I can just distribute the 4 into the binomial. And that would give me 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. And then I need more room. I have common term or like term. Seven x plus 8. We're done. Okay. These worked out really nicely because we ended up getting an exponent of 1. And we'll see a lot of the problems in the practice set do that. And we're done. Okay, so that's the last example from this section. And I hope all that makes sense. And we can hit that practice set. And I will see you later.